This will be a short video demonstration of how we can create virtual pre-plans or virtual building walkthroughs for our fire crews using video techniques. Now you can see here in my first slide, I show the front of the building, show that this is normally side A, and I would start with talking about where the building is located. If I wanted to point out anything specific, I could actually draw. Here, one thing to note is that there's a lower level here that is visible with only windows from the side A of the building, but there is a walkout that comes up from a stairwell down at the bottom on side C of the building, and we could bring that out when we're here at the front talking about the elevation. As we move around the building, in this case we're actually going to go backwards to side D first, and you'll see side D appears to be the main entrance of the building. However, there's a sign on this front door that's on the D side that tells you to go around and walk down the porch here and then over to the front of the building to the main entrance. So you park on the D side, but you enter through the A side of the building. So that would be a good thing to bring up to the crews in the pre-plan. Another key point to bring up with regard to this specific slide from the D side of the building is this area here is a carport with a covered roof, obviously, and then right here, this little section you can see is the entrance to go down to the basement entrance. So I want to bring that up here on side D, and then now we'll switch over to the C side of the building to get a better view of that. Now this close-up looking from the D side but showing the rear of the building, and as I said right here, you have the stairs going down to the basement entrance, or you can go up the walkway here and in the rear door. That's the employee entrance of the building. And this shows a close-up of the rear door to access the basement. And this is a wider view of the rear of the building. You could pull out anything of importance here that you needed to talk about. If you had certain hazard areas that you wanted to discuss, you could talk about those. You have the option to annotate whatever structure you might be talking about, or if you chose, you could also do different shapes, and you could actually use the shapes to annotate over a window, and then you could talk about that to bring character or to bring attention to that. You can also change the colors that you're using. So if you want to use red to talk about bedrooms or different types of rooms, you have the ability to do that. And you can also obviously back up and get rid of any of the drawings that you have. This image here shows the B side of the building. This is where all the utilities are located. However, there is limited access here with this retaining wall, and there's a yard to another house with heavy trees up in this area here, so it's very difficult to gain any kind of access from that area. Now in the next shot, we're going to go and down to the end of this little walkway area between the building and the wall, and we'll look back the other direction. Okay, as you can see here, we have all the utilities on this B side of the building, and again, limited access here with the retaining wall. You can see we have the electric meter located on this side of the building. And we also have the natural gas meter with the gas shutoff on this B side of the building. Now obviously in our pre-plans that are specific to our department, we would go ahead and do inside photos if we had those available. Obviously with this being public domain here, I'm not going to show any of the inside of the building, but you could go through different types of difficult situations that you might have or hazards within the building, and you can have those incorporated into your pre-plan. And as you can see here, we went ahead and noted where A, B, C, and D sides of the building are, just to kind of give a brief overview as we talk about hose lays and placement of the equipment. If you were using a large facility like a nursing home or a school, you could do these overlays with different shapes to show that this is in red here with the red outline is the main structure of the building. If I wanted to, I could number those with different numbers. And then we do another overlay for the carport area to show that in blue. And then note that the uncovered area that you see right here is the porch in the rear of the building. And from this view, you can see I took the streets out, obviously for privacy here, but on a normal map view, you actually do have street names right in the middle of the street. But we called this Main Street here. You can see on Main Street, you could tell your crews you have a 150-foot lay from the hydrant to the front of the building here. And from your other hydrants that's located near the property, you have coming down this way and going this way, you have about 110 feet there, and you have from here to here, you can see I have marked to this door 80 feet. So depending on where you need your hose lays to go, if you had something where you were doing larger or longer lays or relay pumping, obviously you can lay all that out with the marking directly on the screen. So as you can see from this short demonstration, the possibilities are really endless as far as how you can use this group of applications together to create pre-plans. You could use it to create, obviously, lectures, as we've already talked about in the flipped classroom model. You could use it for doing some critiques. If you had a larger fire and you wanted to critique truck placement or line placement, you could do that. And then, obviously, in conjunction with something like Sims You Share, you could also create some live fire in these situations and go through different critiques. So there's a lot of different options that are available. Now, one thing I do want to say, you'll notice here what I've done is I took these photos with my phone. I brought them directly into the iPad, and then I went ahead and imported them as a new slideshow into Explain Everything. The way that works is within Explain Everything, you select New Slideshow from Photo Roll. So what happens is you'll pick the photos out of your photo roll that you want, and in the order that you pick them, it will bring them in and put one picture on each slide. And so it will automatically create, if you import 8 pictures, it will automatically create 8 slides with that picture as the entire background, just like this. Now you do have the ability to move these, so you'll see I can grab any of these objects here and move them around. I could grab that photo and make it smaller or make it larger. So I have the ability to do all that ahead of time before I start any of my drawing within this application. So it's very flexible that way. Now I'm comfortable with doing the annotations on the screen like the A, B, C, and D and these squares. That's all done from inside of Explain Everything. However, if you're not comfortable with that, but you have used PowerPoint or Keynote, you can, by all means, create this same type of presentation within PowerPoint or Keynote on your computer or on your iPad, and then you can directly import that presentation into Explain Everything, and it will do the same thing. It will bring each slide of your presentation into Explain Everything, and then you can narrate it and annotate it and turn it into a video. So if you're more comfortable with PowerPoint or Keynote, then by all means use that and then just annotate over those slides. So we do have some of our members that, like I said, are more comfortable with that and they like to do that. Personally, I like to just use Explain Everything when I'm doing something that's freelance like this. Now, if I have a pre-done presentation that I'm going to narrate and turn into a video for a flipped classroom session, then I may go ahead and just do it on PowerPoint because I already have it and there's no sense just reproducing it. So I would take that slideshow and bring it in to Explain Everything and then annotate it or narrate it and be finished with it. So again, hope you get the chance to use Explain Everything. This workflow was all done directly on the iPad. However, like I said, you can do some of this on a laptop. Explain Everything, unfortunately, is only an iPad application, so that is limited to the iPad. There are other ways, though, to do the same type of a thing where you can narrate slideshows and turn them into videos. So there are other options as well. So hope you enjoyed it. As always, keep checking out the website, www.flippedfiretraining.com, and check out our Facebook page. That is facebook.com/flippedfiretraining. Thanks for watching.